Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Now on Netflix. Thank you to everyone who's reached out to me and sent in their recommendations. I really do appreciate it, and I'm glad you all are enjoying this series so far. So let's get into this week's recommendations. The first series this week is The Good Place. The show stars Kristen Bell and Ted Danson. This is a personal recommendation. When Eleanor Shellstrop finds herself in the afterlife, she's both relieved and surprised that she's made it into the good place. But it doesn't take long for Eleanor to realize that she's there by mistake. She hides in plain sight from the good place's architect Michael and his all-knowing assistant Janet. Her seemingly perfect neighbors Tahani and Jason and open-hearted soulmate Chidi help her realize that it's never too late to change. With the help of her new friends and a few enemies, Eleanor becomes determined to shed her old way of life in hopes of discovering a new one in the afterlife. There are currently 3 seasons on Netflix. The 4th and final season premiered back in September and concluded in January. I expect Netflix to get the next season very soon. I highly recommend this series. It's smart, witty, and very funny. Such a unique show and idea, and the acting is exceptional. It is currently streaming now on Netflix. The next series on our list is Lucifer. This series originally ran for 3 seasons on Fox, and then it was canceled. Netflix picked it up and made a 4th season. A 5th and final season is currently in development. Based on characters created by Neil Gaiman, Sam Keith, and Mike Dringenberg, this series follows Lucifer, the original fallen angel, who has become dissatisfied with his life in hell. After abandoning his throne and retiring to Los Angeles, Lucifer indulges in his favorite things, women, wine, and song, until a murder takes place outside of his upscale nightclub. For the first time in billions of years, the murder awakens something unfamiliar in Lucifer's soul that is eerily similar to compassion and sympathy. Lucifer is faced with another surprise when he meets an intriguing homicide detective named Chloe, who appears to possess an inherent goodness, unlike the worst of humanity to which he is accustomed. Suddenly, Lucifer starts to wonder if there is hope for his soul. This was recommended by a friend, and I have seen the first 3 seasons, and I do recommend it. Lucifer first appeared in the pages of Vertigo Comics. There are 4 seasons currently streaming now on Netflix, and a 5th on the way. Our first movie recommendation this week is Goodfellas. The film is directed by Martin Scorsese and stars Joe Pesci, Robert De Niro, Ray Liotta, and Lorraine Bracco. The film is based on the novel Wise Guy by Nicholas Pileggi. Joe Pesci won an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor back in 1991. A young man grows up in the mob and works very hard to advance himself through the ranks. He enjoys his life of money and luxury, but is oblivious to the horror that he causes. A drug addiction and a few mistakes ultimately unravel his climb to the top. This film is an absolute classic. I would recommend this to anyone. The acting is stellar, and this is one of Scorsese's best films in my opinion. If you have not seen this, I recommend watching it immediately, and it is currently streaming now on Netflix. The final film on our list is Hot Rod. The film stars Andy Samberg and Isla Fisher. This is another personal recommendation. For Rod Campbell, performing stunts is a way of life, even though he is rather accident-prone. Poor Rod cannot even get any respect from his stepfather, Frank, played by Ian McShane, who beats him up in weekly sparring matches. When Frank falls ill, Rod devises his most outrageous stunt yet to raise money for Frank's operation, and then Rod will kick Frank's butt. This movie is one of those slapstick comedies, and it reminds me of early Adam Sandler days. I loved Sandberg on Saturday Night Live, but he really comes into his own in this film in my opinion. The chemistry between Sandberg and McShane is hilarious, and every scene they are in is a joy to watch. It is currently streaming now on Netflix. And remember, all these recommendations are based on my access to Netflix here in the States, so make sure to check to see if they are available in your area. That will do it for this episode of Now on Netflix. Thank you all for your recommendations this week. I do appreciate it. If you have something out there to recommend for me, please leave a comment below or hit me up on one of our social media platforms. The links are in the description below. We also have a Patreon that is also in the description below. If you'd leave a like on the video, we really appreciate that. And if you're new to the channel, we would appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications so you can stay up to date on all the new videos we do here on the Geek Blend. And the biggest thing that would help out the channel is to share. Share it all over your social media, retweet my tweets, share our Facebook page. Anything you could do to help out the channel would be fantastic, and we would love it and appreciate you greatly. For the Geek Blend, I am Jeff, and remember, if you geek about it, we'll speak about it. See you guys next time. Have a great day. Bye.